Hey everyone, welcome to The Loop, June 2023. My name is Peter, I'm a product manager here at PropertyMe. Today I've got the lovely Christina, welcome.
Hey
guys, check out the view. We're coming to you today for the very first time from our very brand new office. The last office was so small, we had not enough space, not enough seats for everyone, and the PropertyMe team has grown so rapidly over the 12 months. So at least now we've got a spot for everyone.
It's our new home, and I'm loving the sunset views as well.
Yeah, it's awesome. So today, we're going to recap on what went down at ARIC last month. I heard there was quite a bit that happened. We're also going to demo 2 brand new upcoming features that we're really excited about. And last off, end of financial year is just around the corner. So for the very first time, we've got Tamara Caulfield from Balance Wreck and Roll joining us live in the studio to go through all of your end of financial year essentials.
Amazing.
Sounds good. So as always, guys, if you're watching us from Facebook or YouTube, questions, comments, feedback, down below. Doesn't matter what we're talking about, you can ask down below and we'll get to as many questions as we can.
Absolutely.
With all that said and done, I've got one more person to introduce you to today. She's making her very first appearance on The Loop. Welcome, Tatiana.
Hey, Tat.
Hi, guys.
Welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for the introduction.
Are you nervous?
Yes,
So Tat, you've been working with the development team on a really cool new feature to do with tasks. Do you want to take us through what's coming up?
Yes, exactly. I'm really excited today to showcase the new task templates and checklist feature.
Sweet.
It's currently in beta testing and we've received some great feedback so far from all of our beta customers. Today I'm going to be demonstrating 3 key new features and highlighting the key functionalities along the way.
Awesome.
The first new addition is the ability to create task templates. So whether you're a standard or premium user, you'll notice a dedicated templates button within the task page. And from here, you can access your active templates and as well create new ones.
Amazing. These seem to be really popular with our beta testers. So we've got some standout ones, lease renewals, when the tenant gives notice.
Vacates,
Exactly.
Yeah.
Amazing.
One of the popular ones is a new management template, and this brings us to the second new feature that we're introducing, and that's the ability to construct checklists within your templates and task records.
Oh my God, I love that. Think of working as a team, delegating things to other team members, and all the checklists you guys have in Trello or like a shared drive or a Word doc or something like that, you can pop that straight into PropertyMe.
Exactly, and it's all integrated with PropertyMe. It can sit with your properties and your contacts as well. Within this checklist, you can see that we can add checklist items, like I have in this example here, and you have the flexibility to edit, delete, and reorder. Super simple to use.
Amazing.
Yes.
Just drag and drop.
Just drag and drop, very simple. Editing is simple as well. We can edit all individual checklist items as well as delete as necessary.
Nice.
Really cool.
When applying these templates, whether it's through the task page, contact record, or property record, as you normally would, you will notice the addition of 3 new fields. One being the ability to apply those templates that you've created, and available to all users, we now have the option to assign a status as well as set a priority for your tasks.
Nice.
When we apply a template, such as this new management, you will notice straight away that the summary and description have cloned from the template.
Pre-fills.
Everything pre-fills, and when I open that task, you'll notice that the labels and checklist items associated with that template have also come across seamlessly. Just like we showed on the templates page, you have the option to add checklist items as well as edit, delete, and reorder.
That's really cool because not all tasks you would need a specific set of checklist items. You might just want to add ad hoc 1 or 2.
That's exactly right. And even when you're creating an ad hoc task without applying a template, you still get this checklist feature where you can add those individual checklist items.
So good. I'm interested to see what you guys would actually use for your checklist and tasks too. So I would love to see your comments down below. And actually, I'll see if we've got any questions coming up now. So far, we did showcase this at ARIC to give a little bit of a sneak peek, and the response was amazing. Let's have a look. So, hey JP, John Peppers has commented, hi, will you be giving us an update on who is going to win the State of Origin?
Western Australia.
Jordan, thank you so much for your comment. Such a great product. Keep the questions coming, guys. Would love to know what kind of checklist that you would use and start to implement straight away. Oh, what users do you need to be on a specific plan or?
Yes, so to access templates and checklists, they're available for our standard and premium user.
Nice.
And to access the new fields, status and priority, that's available to all our users.
Perfect.
Whilst I'm in this task record here, as you're tracking along through the task, you can complete these individual checklist items, which will also display the completion date. And within here, you can adjust the status as well as the priority, which will reflect the new labels located in the top left corner.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah. And when this is all ready to go and released, correct me if I'm wrong, but we're going to have reports updated, the dashboard is going to be updated, everything will be
Yes,
good
it
to
will
go.
reflect the new status fields and checklists and templates, yeah.
Cool.
Amazing.
And lastly, we've had some really good feedback from our beta customers with the new fields. They're now tracking their tasks by sorting the priority and filtering by their task by priority, as well as now the ability to sort and filter their tasks by the new status tabs here. So it's giving them a very clear overview of how their tasks are advancing, and it's allowing them to focus on what's important.
Yeah.
That's great, especially if you're in a team or if somebody's away and you need to have a look at what they've got going on.
So much visibility.
So many visibility and filtering options, so you can see what's due and urgent and what you need to
No
action straight
excuse
away.
for things to be missed.
And that's exactly what our beta customers have been saying as well. Not only is it streamlining their processes, it's saving them time and it ensures consistency throughout their whole teams.
Mm-hmm. And think of how many steps and things you need to do, even with a new tenancy or a new management.
Yeah.
Everything from putting
Water
it online,
smoke alarm.
efficiencies, keys, filing everything, notifying strata, the list just goes on and on. So
Exactly.
awesome.
Cool.
We do have a couple of questions. Nicole has asked, can you assign the checklist item to individual users?
Stay tuned.
Oh, sorry, yes. Stay tuned on that one. But that feedback is really good. Thank you.
Wonderful. Deborah, thanks for your comment. This is fantastic. We'll use it heaps. Amazing. Let's have a look. What else do we have? Emily has asked, when is it being launched to the wider community?
Yes, we're hoping to have it launched next month. So stay tuned for some information regarding templates and checklists.
Okay, amazing. I think that's about it for now, but please keep your examples and questions coming.
Cool. Thank you, Tat. Moving on, next is my turn, guys. I'm so excited. The team and I have been working on paperless entry inspection reports. I think I can hear people cheering from here. Again, it's not 100% finished, but I can show you guys a demo today.
Sneak peek.
Sneak peek, yeah. So let's jump in and take a look. Earlier today, I went out and did an entry inspection at a property. I have not had to say that.
What a beautiful property
in
right here
quite
in Sydney.
A long time. So I've gone out to the property, I've completed the entire entry inspection, I've got all my clean on damaged working areas, all my comments and photos. I've applied my signature to the report, so it's 100% ready to go and to be shared with the tenant. All I'm going to do is assign the report to a tenant. We're going to share it with them, and this is going to make it available for them on the tenant mobile app.
Amazing.
And then I need to set a tenant return by date. So every state is a little bit different. Here in New South Wales, I think I'm going to give them 7 days to return the report. And then once you assign the report to the tenant, it's visible for them to conduct on the tenant mobile app. Before we put our tenant hats on and jump over to the mobile app, I just want to direct you to our inspections page. We've got a couple of new tabs. The first is an assign tab. So this is where all of the inspections that you've assigned to your tenants are going to sit. You've got all that important assign date information and the return by. But what I really love are these easy to read indicators over on the right. I know how much you guys love the traffic light system. I think we didn't come up with that phrase. I think the users came up with the traffic light phrase. So we've got how many days left that the tenant has to return the report. But what I'm most excited about is the tenant progress column. So you can see at a glance which tenants have opened up the report and started actually working on it. And you can also see the tenants that have yet to open the report at all. So for something like these top two, when the tenant has 1 or 2 days left to return the report, I'm going to send them a follow-up just by ticking the boxes, and I've got
how easy is
an
that?
entry inspection
Nice.
report follow-up message all good to go. So it could be they just haven't gotten around to it yet, or maybe they're having problems trying to get into the app, whatever the case might be. You've got that functionality there. Once the tenant does return the report, it will then sit in your return tab for the agents to cross-check and then close off once they're done. Any questions on the agent experience for entry inspection reports, pop the questions down below. Otherwise, whilst they're coming through, I'm going to jump across to the tenant mobile app. And again, remember we put our tenant hats on now, and I'm going to show you how we conduct an entry inspection. So under the inspections tab is where the entry inspection is going to sit, that big blue start inspection button. So it's a 3-stepped process. First up, we've got the compliance and utilities information. So all of the property and tenant information that you've entered into the report has come through, and it's visible to the tenants. So all of the smoke alarms and the water compliance, all that sort of information has fed through. Now to get into the actual meat and bones of the report, we've got all of the areas that I need to take down the condition of. So let's start with the entrance and the hall. I can see all of the agent photos that the agent has taken have come through. If you want a bigger image to look at, you can open them up and see all of the agent comments for the photos down below. Now, because this agent has done such an amazing job, tickets on myself.
Oh, so modest.
I agree with absolutely everything that the agent has put. So I'm going to tap the I agree button at the top, and it marks that area as being done, and I can move on to the next one. The kitchen, not so lucky. I start going through and I see, the bench top, it says clean, undamaged and working, but I've noticed maybe a burn or a hole in the bench top. So I'm going to tap I disagree, and this opens up each of those area items. So I can just toggle no.
That is so easy.
Don't agree.
So easy.
And then just put, what did I say? 1 burn mark on bench. And you can take it a step further by adding your own photos. So you can either take brand new photos or choose existing photos from the camera roll. I'm not going to open up my camera roll because no one wants to see that. But I might take some lovely photos of Christina and maybe the beautiful view of Sydney. So those photos have attached to the report. Now you can toggle between the agent photos and the tenant photos.
Oh, God. Thanks.
So there we have beautiful Christina and the photo of Sydney. And you can pop in your comments here. So what did we say? It was a burn mark.
So user-friendly.
Yeah, easy to use. Then once you're done, I'm finished with this area, I'm going to mark it as all done. And the last area that we've got is the bedroom. Again, I've gone through and I think everything is perfect, so I'm simply going to tap I agree. All of the areas are done, so now we move on to the signing piece. Now, I don't know if I'm going to get in a little bit of trouble for telling you this, but guess what? We've got the ability for up to 10 tenant names and 10 signatures on your entry inspection report. So that's coming really soon when we release paperless entry inspection reports. When it comes to signing, really simple, just give it a tap and you can pop in your signature. We've got Peter's here as well. Now what I like about this is if you do make a mistake, you can simply tap that back button and it will remove the previous entry that you've done, or you can add it back in or remove the signature altogether.
Easy, nice.
If you're like, maybe Tatiana, your last name is huge, you can even turn it landscape and you can put your big signature in there so it fits. So we've got the report signed. I'm going to add my signature to the report and hit complete. You get one final chance to go back and edit anything that you like. Otherwise, we're going to send it off to the agent and then it's in your PropertyMe portfolio, ready for you to cross-check, awesome. Close off, and it will automatically PDF the inspection to the task. So it will PDF for the tenant and the agent.
Amazing.
So that's what we got for paperless entry inspection reports. I really hope you are as excited about that as I am.
I did give a few people a sneak peek.
Oh, you did?
We did. Christy's actually asked a question already. Will the entry be able to be shared with the owner, including the photos and the write-up?
Yes, 100%.
Fantastic. Keep the questions coming, guys. That's all we have for now. I know there'll be a lot of very excited users. Bayside Vista, this is fantastic for entry reports. Thank you. And I had a comment from Bayside Vista saying, as a one lady manager, it is fantastic. It's going to save me so much paper for printing out checklists.
Great.
Very good.
Great to hear.
Very cool. That's all for questions at the moment, but please keep them coming.
Yeah, so those were the two. Just guys, keep in mind that they're upcoming. They're not being released immediately, but we'll keep you guys informed. So as Tatiana said, tasks, templates and checklists should be ready around next month.
Yep.
And then I'll keep you posted on entry inspections as well.
Sounds good.
Amazing.
Cool. If there's any more questions throughout the session, please pop them down below. Otherwise, thanks Tat for coming.
Thanks for having me.
I think let's cut now to what PropertyMe got up to at ARIC last month.
My name's Sarah Dawson and this is ARIC 2023. Just ran into one of our very good friends from across the ditch.
G'day.
It's David.
Kiana, how are you doing?
So David, we had some great success in New Zealand over at your conference. And so what do you think of this one?
I tell you what, it certainly sets the benchmark, doesn't it? What an amazing experience coming over here and seeing all the tech, seeing all the great speakers, 4,000 delegates here. I mean, blows you away. It's a fantastic event. Thrilled to be here.
So what are you excited about? What do you think's going to happen tech-wise this year for our industry?
Look, I think in property management, there's still going to be a really big focus on efficiencies. I think that until we get that employee experience right, I think we're just going to see that high churn of property managers. They're going to continue to be stressed, and rightly so. There's a lot involved, but I think if tech can take a lot of that away and give them time to be human and build relationships, I still think that it's a long process, but I think continuously investing in that is going to be really key. And some people doing some really great things. So I think it's exciting, and I think it's really needed.
Great. And how's your experience been with PropertyMe?
We love you guys.
Great to hear. Another raving fan. Thanks, Susanna.
No worries.
I think it's already happening. Probably Chat GPT, all the AI stuff. It's you've kind of got to get on board, otherwise it's going to take over without you. I think so. Yeah, we're all just need to learn really fast.
Yeah, I think so. I downloaded it recently, so it's definitely ChatGPT.
Yeah,
it's really interesting. Thanks for your time.
Tech is here to stay, guys. There is nothing we can do about it, so all we can do is make sure we have a good relationship with tech and make sure that we switch off, take time out and take time to recharge.
And I have to ask you, what's your favourite property management platform?
Of course it's PropertyMe, without a doubt.
I've got many of my clients use PropertyMe, and it's absolutely definitely a platform that we would recommend because of the support levels. And once you've got that whole learning process of onboarding a new piece of software, is that what it does, it simplifies the process and the experience for clients.
Anna and Taylor are huge supporters of PropertyMe, and we support that platform also. Tell us about what's coming up for you in the next 12 months, tech-wise, that you think is going to be revolutionary for this industry.
Yeah, absolutely. The big thing with us and working with PropertyMe specifically is, again, finding more ways to drive value for owners. This is a really competitive industry. We all know that. And it's finding new ways, whether it's tracking depreciation values on your assets, being able to put maintenance on payment plans to make sure maintenance gets done, especially in the economy, we're not sure what's going to happen. It's, again, allowing your agencies to have more ways to leverage value for your owners from a sales standpoint.
Yeah, it's a really competitive industry, and I think across the board, we're all searching for ways to make it easier for agencies, and also to help in the consumer space as well, to remove that friction for owners and tenants and through to the property manager. I'm going to sneak up on this guy here. I'm not sure if he's got much to say. How are you enjoying the conference? You look like you're armed. I don't think he's interested in chatting.
So jealous.
It was so much fun.
I think I saw you in that film.
I did. I'm so sorry if I photobombed everyone, but I definitely had too much fun in the photo booth. Thank you so much for everyone that came to say hello. It was so amazing meeting some of you and people from last year as well as getting to see some of our partners and integrators was so much fun.
It looks really fun. Is it 50% real estate and 50% going out after? And
Oh, well, you've got to go out after, obviously. All part of Eric.
I'll have to try and get a ticket for next year.
Definitely. Oh God, watch out. Watch out, Eric.
Here I come. Okay, guys, it's end of financial year time. It's only, what, 2-3 weeks away?
A couple of, 2.5.
2.5 weeks.
Counting down.
Goes by so quick. So very special surprise today. We only just found out today that Tamara from Balance Record Roll has flown down from sunny Queensland to join us live in the studio. Welcome, Tam.
Thank you guys, thanks for having me.
Welcome.
Thanks.
Very pleasant surprise. Are you excited for end of financial year?
Oh, every year. It's the best part of the year. Happy New Year.
Well, let's go ahead and jump straight in. Guys, again, questions, comments, especially if it has to do with end of financial year, let's take advantage of Tam and all of her knowledge while she's here. So Tam, let's get started. What is end of financial year and why do agents send their owners an end of financial year summary?
Okay, the financial year runs from 1 July through to 30 June every year. It's determined by the Australian Taxation Office as the period in which you have to determine what your income and your expenses are. So you have to let them know so they know how much tax to give you back or charge you more. The owner
Hopefully not charge more.
We would hope not. We all want that return. But the owner financial summary statement is a fantastic tool for providing your owners with simply a breakdown of everything that's happened in the property this year. So what rents come in, what invoice payments have come in, and then what they've paid out, how many plumbing bills they've had, all of that. And it's all just rolled into one nice, neat package.
Yeah, but that brings me on to the second question, and that's when should agents be sending these summaries out?
I think that
big one.
It's every year people think they have to do it on the day. Absolutely not. Take your time.
A sense of urgency.
Yeah, there's not a lot of owners who are sitting at their taxation office on the 1st of July waiting to do it. So you do have time. In the week following the end of financial year would be my suggestion. And prepare your owners for that. Your email templates, we're about to come up to mid-month. You know, just edit that and just say, by the way, after we've run your next disbursement, end of month, end of financial year,
that's a nice
expect
it in the week or so following.
Yeah.
Give yourself that time.
Get over end of month as well, because you've still just dispersed and
it's already
had
a busy
queries
period.
about transactions.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay, so let's jump in, Tam, and let's actually show everyone how to generate their end of financial year summaries.
So the summary that we're going to show you how to generate is the transactional date summary.
The popular one.
The most popular and the ATO recommended. So it will show every transaction that has occurred on that date. So from 1 July through to 30 June. So if we go in, Peter's driving the computer for us today, into reports and into our owner financial summary statements, it will come up with that transactional filter, pre-fills the dates, transaction date's already selected for you.
So if you're going by transaction date, you don't need to touch anything. Don't change the dates, don't change the method, leave it.
Leave it. We do have the remove property grouping feature there. So that is for an owner that has multiple properties on one folio.
Yep.
If you would like it to show just one lot of income and expenses and group all of those properties, so you can remove that and it will take it. Otherwise, it will show them as individual properties.
Yeah, which I think most people like them
most
individual.
Owners are going to want that. Yeah.
Just with the grouping, just that each month separately, just something that I wanted to touch on is the most common or popular way, transaction date, but to have them each month separate and select landscape, because that way you get our new look.
And isn't it great?
Yeah, it's got the landing page with the nice photos and...
It really is, it really is. So if we go with that and... So you can come in here and do this at any point in time and preview your statements too, so you don't have to wait until after disbursement.
Sure. Before I show you that, do you want to jump into the statement date one? This is
always the difference. Obviously we recommend transaction date. The ATO recommends transaction date. Statement date will show you the statements generated in the period you select per disbursement. So you need to make sure you've got those dates right to capture that information for those statements. So, you know, if you're dispersing outside of normal periods or on different days, not necessarily the last or first day of the month, you might disperse every Wednesday or something along those lines. You have to make sure that your statement dates are in those lines.
Yeah. Cool, so that was the statement date option. There we go, just on the screen now. So as Tamara said, anything that was dispersed during the from and to dates up above. You got the grouping options as well. And something that a lot of people don't understand is the statement display. Do you want to tell them what that's about?
So the statement display is the date that it'll show on the statement as being the period that you're reporting for. But like we just said, if you're dispersing outside of that but need to report on the statement date, you might just need to manipulate that.
Yeah.
Show a bit more accuracy.
Cool. So let's jump back to the transaction date. We're going to group them each month separately because we want to see that beautiful landscaped.
It's so nice.
So the preview is just over on the right, and this is what the owner will receive. How cool is that? It's a two-page.
It's a really simple document. It's money in, money out balance. It's the same as your owner statement.
Summary. That's right.
Yeah, just a summary. But it looks really cool.
I know a question that keeps popping up. We've actually got a few frequently asked questions is what about archived owners?
So if you have archived your owners and they still have their communication method turned on, they will get an end of financial year summary statement if they've had a transaction. If you don't want them to, you can go and turn off that communication method. Just remove the tick out of, you don't have to delete their email address, but just remove the tick out of email communication and then they won't receive a statement.
Yep.
But if they have had a transaction in the period that you're reporting for, they will automatically get a statement.
Do you find a lot of people do that, or do you just think they've archived them, they don't manage the property more?
A lot of people tend to generate the end of financial year summary at the point where they hand over the management. So whether that be it's sold, yeah, whether that's the property sold or owners move back in, or you know it's gone somewhere else, whatever the case may be, they're generating the end of financial year summary, sending that to the owner at that point, archiving the owner, and it makes it more final.
Yeah.
They're not having that communication. They're not having the owners ring them and ask them 6 months down the track, hey, can you send me this? It's just done.
That could be a really good checklist item for when you guys
got
your checklist for when an owner is moving back into the property or when a management is moving. So another big one is, when should I disperse my owners?
It's a big one and it's a tricky one. Disperse your owners per your normal disbursement series if you're using the transactional method of an end of financial year summary, because that's transactions that have occurred. Okay, so you can just do it in that period, do your disbursements as normal. A lot of people will disperse on either the last day or the first day.
Yeah.
The first day to capture that rental income that came in on the previous day. This year it's on a Saturday, so yay! So there'll be a lot of receipting happening on Saturday morning and disbursements. One of the things that we encourage everyone to do is on that Friday, pay as many bills as you possibly can. Pay those bills, get them into the suppliers. You don't have to disperse the suppliers, but move them. Yeah. That way the bill is dated 30 June. Yep. So that's the last thing to do on Friday, guys. Make sure those bills are processed and paid.
Sounds good.
Good tip. Good tip.
I think we just missed like one of the most important things, and that was pushing the button of the create the statement. So let me just jump in and show you the final step. We got a bit carried away, I think.
That's why I made you drive.
So we've popped on all of the filter options, we've previewed them, everything looks good. Everyone is highlighted. If you've got more than one page, just give it a double click, turn screen so everything is selected. And we want to go create statements. We go okay. And now this is where the magic happens. Now what I really want to stress is you do not have to sit here and watch this screen. As soon as you have kicked off those statements, you can navigate around, you can keep working, do whatever you want, and then 5-10 minutes later, jump into your outbox, and then you'll see all of those financial activity summaries ready to be sent off to your owners.
Nice. Another big question, when do you close off June?
Well, wait until July. It's always a good tip. So at least after the 1st, but make sure you keep in line with your state's legislation on closing those months and making sure that you reconcile to that last day of the month of June prior to hitting that approve button.
Peter, I've got a question for you. What about all of our customers now using MePay?
Well, that's another thing to love about MePay. You don't have to worry about end of financial year when it comes to MePay, because with MePay transactions, you can only receipt the funds once they've actually hit your trust account.
Easy.
So it's not going to appear as an income on your owner's end of financial year statement until the MePay payment has hit your trust and you've receipted it. So if that doesn't happen this financial year, that will just be included in next financial year's statement, along with any of those corresponding management fees as well, because they don't get created until you've actually done the receipt.
Nice. All right, so a bit of a recap, basically. So we've got, don't overthink it. Just run the disbursement as normal. Hot tip from Tam, make sure, chase up your tradies, make sure you get all of your bills so you can pay them on the Friday. Disperse and close off the month as you normally would. And plan as well. Have a look at the template that you've got that's going out to the owners. Nice edit on this if you're running mid-month or a disbursement before end of month as well, just to let them know, hey, we're sending summaries on a Friday or whatnot. And plan for the time being busy as well. So if you need to put time aside for going through your audit reports and looking at your adjustments and everything you guys have got going on for end of financial year, you know it's going to be a busy time. So put the time aside or get some helpers throughout that period as well. Look at your fees as well. If you guys are charging for end of financial year fees, now is a good time to run a owner fee report or introduce a new fee. There's a couple of ways to apply them, which you can actually do in bulk as well.
Make sure you're happy with the date and the time fees actually get triggered, because if you want them included, then you need to make sure that they're triggered and paid beforehand.
Next, and you can prepare, you can have a look at the previews now. So don't create the statements, but you can go in and actually preview, have a look at the different versions of the template that we've got, and do a preview. Make sure you're happy, you know, find your owner in the list that you know is going to look at every single thing and give you a call straight away. Make sure you're happy with how it looks just to best prepare. And we're also running live training. So Trainer Scott is going to be running one session every week, starting tomorrow 2 o'clock, every single Wednesday up until end of financial year. So you guys can all register. We'll have a link for you guys to all register. It's free. He's going to go through every nitty gritty from start to finish, how to process end of financial year in PropertyMe. So please register and join.
And share the knowledge throughout the team as well. So if you've got a trust accountant that's doing end of financial year and the property managers don't know what method they're using, when let them know. So those conversations with your owners are much easier if you understand how those income and expenses are actually calculated on their statements.
Totally. We'll see if we've got any questions coming in for Tam. Let's definitely take advantage of having her here and her wisdom. Let's have a look. So Nicole has asked, we have changed systems, so some transactions will not appear in PropertyMe. Can we add these to show in PropertyMe?
You certainly can. If you'd like, you can edit the owner's folio summary, statement only. So it doesn't affect your reconciliation, it won't put you out of balance, there's nothing transactional, it's just adding to the report. So to do that in your owner folio, you can just go into the reports and the folio summary, and then there's an edit section there, and you can create a debit or a credit.
Yep, fantastic.
That covers that situation as well. It comes up all the time where the owner says, I've paid this directly, but I want it to be shown. You can go in and you can pay.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I had owners bring me a year's worth of counter rates. Like, put these on the report. My system at the time didn't have that functionality. Bayside Vista, thank you Bayside Vista, love the questions coming in. So in PropertyMe we press pay bills in the bills section on the Friday, but don't disperse monies until we usually do end of month, the next business day on the 3rd.
Yes, absolutely. But just make sure you pay those bills. Put them all over into the suppliers and then you're good to go. They'll all be dated 30 June. The ones that won't be dated 30 June are the bills generated from the receipting on the 3rd. So when you receipt, the income will still be backdated to the 30th because that's when you're receipting for Friday. However, the bills generated from that receipting, they will be dated the 1st.
So they're your management fees or any other transactional fees?
Anything that made a bill have enough funds available.
Yeah, yes, cool. That's all for questions at the moment, but please keep them coming, guys.
Cool. Well, thank you so much for joining us
Thanks
today in
for having me. It's
person.
been great to see the new office. Fantastic.
We love to.
We'll pop Tamara's info in the comments down below. So I think you've got a Facebook.
Got a Facebook
group
page, we've
and
got
a
a website. They can reach out and contact us.
Tim and the guys have been PropertyMe partners for
Ever.
a long time.
Longer
now.
than you'll admit for.
So you will. I do often mention your name if you've got any reconciliation help or need help with audit reports and things like that. Tam is definitely a really great go-to.
Yeah, certainly reach out.
Cool. Well, that's all we've got time for today. If you're watching this the recorded session back, please still put your questions down below. We'll
Definitely.
answer.
Yeah.
We've got a full team answering those questions.
And we love your feedback. Please send us your feedback about the checklist. You know, what kind of checklist will you guys be creating, as well as the templates. Definitely look out for our green banner when the release is done, and have a look at our release notes as well.
Yeah. I'm doing paperless inspection, so if you have any feedback,
Message Peter, we'll have his phone number. We hope that, welcome to all of our new customers that are going to be going live at end of financial year. Very, very exciting for us. We hope that you have a successful and hopefully stress-free end of financial year. We'll see you guys next end of financial year. And now you guys are in the loop.
whoop, whoop.
Bye everyone.
Thanks everyone. Bye-bye.